Martin. I'm 28. I'm recently in ministry as a pastor in 3 churches in Latvia. One church is this, where we are right now. Then 2 smaller churches near the Riga. One is 20 kilometers, one is 50. Then I'm also a musician in the church. My main thing in music is choir conducting. I finished music academy as my bachelor as choir conductor. So I have youth choir here in Riga, and then I'm also director of the music department in our conference. Music is something very important in Latvia. Actually, sometimes Latvia is called land that sings. We have this special event like choir and songs festival every 5 years, and around 30,000 huge choir comes together and sings here in Riga. Music, and especially choir music, is something special in Latvia, and of course in my life as well. My family is not musicians. But my grandma was singing to me, and I love to play with wood sticks and some on the pots, eating pots, and make sounds. I loved music all my life, and yeah, then it's quite normal that kids go to music school in Latvia. We have many of them. You go to school where you learn everything, but you go to music school as well. And I was 7 when I started attending this school, and there's piano lessons, singing, choir. I was not raised in an Adventist family. I'm now only member in my family who is in this faith, and somehow idea came that I should leave my country side, my parents' place where we used to live, and move to Riga. That is 120 kilometers from here, and to move to special music school. Actually, this school is one of the best music schools in our country, and for choir conductors, this was the best one. And in that school, this is called Riga Dome Choir School. Started my moving closer to conducting. I was always interested in spiritual things. But this was not really Christian. I didn't have personal relationship with God, but I always thought, is there a God? I remember even when I was a little kid, just playing, but I always have those thoughts. What is behind this? I somehow had this sense that there is something greater. There is something more meaningful, what I can see, what I can touch. And what happened after 1 year in this new school, came one girl to our class, and she was also from countryside, and and we had conversations. She used to live also in dormitory, so we sometimes met to talk, because others were like living in Riga. So, but yeah, we kind of met more often, and there was one thing she said, "Oh, maybe I won't tell you about this. You will not understand." And actually, this was about her faith, and she was a Seventh-day Adventist, and she actually herself just few months ago was converted, was in faith, and we kind of started talking about faith, and I had those questions because as I mentioned, I was always interested in those things. Is there a God? But I have tens and hundreds of questions. Who was before God, and how everything came to me? How can you be sure about God? If He appears, then you know. But how can you be sure? And the past two years, just talking, like no Bible studies. I had no faith. I had no real like interested to going to church, but I had those questions. I love those conversations. And then she left. So I was left with myself, like no conversations, and I thought, maybe less and less about those things, but sometimes they came in my mind, what we were talking about, this God and faith, and then I remember that day as it was yesterday. Something happened. I was walking here in Riga. It's actually near by this place. It's in one park, beautiful place. I was just walking, and I had this some kind of Paul's experience, my little Paul's experience on the way of Damascus. It was way in Riga streets. I even stopped, and I think at that moment God gave me this gift of faith. It was for some, there is like a lifelong way. For me, it was like just at that moment, I realized that I have faith. I have received faith, and I was confused now. I didn't understand what is happening, because I now at that point knew that I know that there is God, and at that moment I took my phone and wrote a message to that girl, who actually said afterwards that she thought it is impossible with me, it's hopeless, questions and no, it's going nowhere. And I wrote a message: thank you for teaching me to believe in God. If I have this joy that surpasses all other pleasures in this world, and if those young people can see in me something they don't even get from, I don't know, movies or just other pleasures or drugs or whatever, alcohol, if they can see that my joy surpasses their joy, they say, tell me about this. But my maybe main thing now in evangelism, as musician and pastor as well, is my choir. We have in our youth choir singers who are not from our church. Actually, I think choir is my fourth church. because we meet once a week, we pray together, we fellowship, we have ministry together, we have concerts in community. It's kind of church, and there are people who come who are not Adventists, friends, Adventists took their friends. They said, "Oh, we have this beautiful choir, and we sing, we have a good time together," and so they come, and through music, they listen words, they sing words, they hear. We talk about what is in those pieces of music, what is the thoughts, and they come to Christ through that.